Welcome to our retirement, folks. He spends time with friends.
Morning.
Morning, folks. In Quartzsite. And then he'll leave them and travel, work his way back up to Pennsylvania on his own with Bella, and stop off here, there, and then that's round about April.
All right.
And then he lives in his van at the side of a garage belonging to a friend. And he spends the summer there.
Oh, I thought that were his garage.
Yeah, it probably is. But
Right.
it's like, it's not a house.
No, just
There's an house next door. We're talking about Dave, who we watch.
With Bella.
Dave and Bella. He has a routine where he travels down south where the sun is, because he lives in Pennsylvania. And it gets quite cold in winter, apparently. So he goes down to Quartzsite and, well, not necessarily, I don't think he goes every year.
No.
Sometimes he tours round, but wherever it's warmer. He has a dog called Bella. And then he comes back in April and spends the summer doing jobs on the van and repairs and
Mowing grass and going up to his family's farm bit.
Yeah, it is apparently his family owned what he calls a farmstead. And they must still own it or something, because he goes up there and cuts and makes a clearing. Last year when he did it, he went and got ants.
No, Bella got fleas.
Fleas in van.
Yeah.
God, he couldn't get rid of them. He fumigated it, I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
Mind you, he had this little van that he uses when he goes. Well, he leaves it there in Pennsylvania at the garage, and he uses it in some of this little van. But he had like this artificial grass on the floor of the van as a carpet. I never liked it. I don't know why he chose to put that down, but when he got rid of that, he got rid of fleas, didn't he?
Yeah.
No amount. Everything he did won't get rid of it. They had to, in the end, get
Rid of the grass.
rid of that artificial grass.
It must have been harbouring them.
Oh,
And they couldn't kill him, could he?
he had to bath Bella, I don't know how many times, and get her hair cut. Poor thing. Anyway, did I make any note? I know.
Oh, did you ask him
Well, it was something that. Did I ask him what, darling?
that? Was it how many of them cleaned the
Oh, the washing machines. Yeah, I did.
Well,
And quite a few of them do.
right.
But there's one lady who hasn't got a filter on her washing machine.
Oh
She says.
dear.
Hasn't got one.
Oh,
I don't know what you do with that.
no.
Must be one somewhere. Anyway.
If it's an integrated one like that, maybe she wouldn't know that it were behind the skirting board at the bottom.
That thing.
Because you can't see it, can you, with the filter?
Yeah, is it fitted? What do they
Is
call it?
Integrated.
Integrated. Sorry.
I did say. I did. If it's integrated, you might not see it because it's behind the plinth at the
Plinth
bottom.
at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, that one is.
That one
You
is.
have to take the plinth off to get to it.
Which maybe a lady wouldn't do
No.
if she's on her own. That's an husband job, isn't it? or a male friend's job.
Who's being sexist now?
Well, some older ladies won't realise that there were a filter behind plinth, would they?
No.
Oh, there you go.
No, there won't. I mean,
Sorry, I'm pushing you
I'd
out.
have wondered where it was actually. You knew it was there.
I'd cleaned it out before, but that was quite a while ago. And it was in a similar state.
Scrunched up.
You scrunched up, love.
I'll tell you what, someone mentioned, we know when we were talking about the flagstones in next door,
Oh yeah.
the Yorkshire stone slabs getting nicked.
Sorry, when you pulled your jumper, you must have pulled a bit of wool off, and I could see it floating down in front of you. Yes, when we mentioned the flagstones, yeah.
Oh, well, someone was telling, I think Mary actually was telling me about flagstones being taken
Right.
in public, streets.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Do you remember once when we were walking and all the capping stones on this wall had been nicked?
Yeah.
Walking alongside the road.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just somebody had stopped in a truck, nicked them all.
Yeah.
Because they must have been heavy.
Yeah, it had a weight truck down or whatever.
But it reminded me of all the things that happened to us here. Because, like I've told you before, this row of cottages, canal cottages that were on here, I said that some of them were owned by the council and had been bricked up. Well, next door was the end one. And one of, I'm leaping forward a bit because I won't going to tell you this bit until later on, but eventually we got told to, I always was going to list it, the property, but a chap came into the gallery one day and he says, you wanna list it now, and he gave me the name and the address of who to write to it, Ministry of Historic Buildings.
Yeah, very good of him.
Yeah, and we did write to them, and sure enough, they listed not only ours, but quite a few others along this road, including next door. And consequently, as a result of that, the council wanted to just pull them down, couldn't. So they either had to do them up themselves or sell them off. Yeah, so they sold them off, and that saved our life, did that.
Yeah, it saved all this road.
Yeah. But next door, the chap bought it. Next door, we wanted to buy it, but I don't know. We think we were Rockefeller. You'd think.
Yeah.
Because I mean, okay.
Oh, we couldn't have done it up. We haven't the money to do it.
We
up.
haven't the money to do it up.
No.
So anyway, the chap that bought it, he when he were doing the work, there were three things that happened. One is all the properties along here, there's further down the row of cottages, there's an alleyway leading up to the pavement, some steps with a door at the end of it. It's really interesting. That's access to about 4 of those cottages down there. And then our access was up steps next door. There were some steps going up to the pavement at side of next door. So that were our access. That's one thing. The other thing is that on the land just there next door was 2 or 3 toilets? 2 toilets, and one of them was ours. And then the other thing was that when he came to start doing all the work next door, all the rubble, he just chucked it into the canal. And he widened his garden. He just encroached and nicked a lump of the canal and made his garden bigger. That was one thing he did. The next thing he did was to tear down them bloody toilets, of which one of them were ours.
Yeah.
And then
we should have had access to it through.
And then the next thing he did was block off our access to them steps, and which they were public steps. But now
they belong to that house.
They belong to the house now. Yeah.
Next door.
Yeah.
Along with the bigger garden.
Yes. So we have great difficulty now
getting things round back.
Yeah. But that's just an example of how we were busy, we were young, guileless.
Yeah.
They took advantage of us.
He did. He were a builder, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. And because we were always working and busy, we didn't contest that he'd put a fence up between us and him.
We didn't use the toilet.
No.
It was no loss to us. It was just that
we had access down them steps.
On the plans, you know, when you buy a property, they give you your border in red. They show you where your border is to your property. Well, it was marked in red, was that toilet. It belonged to us, did that little plot there, you know. And it said in the plans, access to the right, which is that way, which is through what is now their garden and all private.
Yeah.
I mean, you won't want public to be coming down here.
No.
Anyway, you would want it to be private, as it is really.
Yes, but there should be a gate.
Yeah.
In that fence.
Yeah.
So that we could have got through.
Yeah, yeah.
But as we said, we were a bit diffy.
Yeah.
In them days.
Yeah. But that's that.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
They did exactly the same thing at that side.
Yeah, we had an alleyway.
That were a joint alleyway.
Well, next door, where David is, there's an alleyway that runs, well, from the garden under the house, and it just comes to a dead end. There were ladders, you kept your ladders in there, and all sorts in there.
Yeah.
But the house next door, well as it being an alleyway where you store things, we had a door.
Well, we had two doors going out into that alleyway.
Two doors?
Yeah. One in that room and one in this room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't remember bricking two up.
Yeah, we bricked one up and David bricked the other up, I think.
But they had a door going into that alleyway as well. So
the person that lived in that house at the time thought that at some point thought that alleyway was theirs. This is when Tracy and David were actually living in it.
Yeah.
And they built out into the alleyway.
Yeah.
From that door.
Yeah, they did.
What it was for, I don't know.
It was supposed to be shared.
Yeah.
A shared alleyway, but they commandeered it.
Yeah, again.
People
take advantage, don't they? Oh dear. Yeah. So now it belongs to that end house. Going that way because it's actually in their garden
now.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Oh,
but that house that way, originally it was 3 houses.
Right.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
One up at top.
Yeah.
One
at
back.
And then
one at side. They were like...
A door at side, wasn't there?
There were doors everywhere, weren't they, in it? And under, like,
caves. Interesting to know what these properties were actually like, you know,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
late 1700s, 1800s, when they were built, you know. I mean, the deeds, when we had the deeds, they were that thick, the deeds, and there were a family of 12 kids brought up in that.
In one
of them,
property,
property next door.
Yeah, the Goths were it.
Goths.
And there's actually a park in Armley called
Goths Park.
Goths Park.
Yeah.
And apparently it was.
I think it was the same family, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting history.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we...
Wasn't it a painter and decorators next door? That one.
There was a painter and decorators, yeah.
Yeah. In that side.
Yeah. In the past. In fact, there were a bank, believe it or not. Yeah. There were a greengrocers and there were a bank. It's amazing information you get from them deeds. Yeah, interesting reading.
Tracy's got them all now, hasn't she, with her solicitor?
Yeah.
Do the deeds.
I said to you that it took us a year to do next door up 138. We opened the gallery. And during that maybe first year, it was during that first year of running the gallery. My dad had a heart attack. And he got made redundant from work. And he tried one or two, I mean, he got over his heart attack.
I think he told them that he worked in market and he ended up coming in with you from doing a milk round.
Well, that's what we decided. My dad was struggling to find something, and I come up with this brainwave, another one of my stupid brainwaves, about me and my dad buying a milk round between us.
You doing all heavy lifting and him just sort of delivering milk.
Yeah, well, we'd
share it.
Yeah, which we did, but there were two. It was a mistake. In one mistake was that it was too far away. It was on the other side of Leeds.
Yeah,
was the round, so we had to get up at crack of dawn to drive across to the other side, pick up the milk from the dairy, and then drive across the other side of Leeds to start delivering the milk.
And it was split in two, wasn't it? The round.
The round was it was like it had been two rounds joined together. I think at one point by somebody. And you had one area, and then you moved on to another area. We finished up at Swillington, a place called Swillington. Not a very nice name, is it?
No. It were a mining village, wasn't it?
Yeah. You must, a lot of the people
at that time
on an estate we delivered to them, miners, a lot of miners.
You used to get the coal delivered.
They did, yeah.
You could see piles
massive
of stone.
They used to drop it at gate, and they had to barrier it in, didn't they? Send, didn't they? Yeah. But I mean, I was running the gallery at the same time as doing this milk round. We used to finish about 8:30, and in the morning, and then we'd drop the empties off, and then go home, and I'd have a couple of hours kip. But I don't know how much we earned, but it wasn't enough for two of us. We had trouble. We had a lot of problems. The engine went on the van. We had to have my dad had took it to a place to put a reconditioned engine in it, and it was worse than one we'd taken out. So we finished up having to get a new vehicle, Oh, it was a right carry on we had with it. And in the end, my dad, he had to give up and get a job, another job. And I soldiered on with it, but it was too much for me on my own. I sold that first lump off. And just did the Swillington end, you know. But eventually, I sold that as well.
And Trevor used to give me eggs and milk from the round, subsidising me. And I used to do baking, and we'd sell it in gallery. We had a little stand, and people used to come for Cornish pasties and Eccles cakes and
sausage rolls, and
you
used to bake all sorts.
Yeah, bread.
Yeah.
But I can't think that how I made that bread now. All these.
I know, when you look back, because we used to, on a Thursday and a Friday, we used to collect money. Yeah. Didn't we? We used to go around collecting.
After work.
Yeah, after work. And then we used to go and get shopping for the sons and your grandma. Yeah. And we used to drop the shopping off at your grandma's. Yeah. And then when we got home, we had to count all money and.
Yeah. Oh. We'd call off for a Chinese on way home.
Chinese takeaway on way home.
Yeah. Come home, eat it, and then count all money. Take-ins and make sure it were all.
Yeah.
Oh.
By that time, it was about 10:30, I think.
Yeah, we're straight in bed.
Yeah. Blooming hard work.
It was hard work, yeah.
And I used to mop up on a Saturday, when I'd finished a Saturday morning, I used to go around and mop up all ones that we didn't collect from on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was blooming hard work, was that.
It was, especially when it were cold. Ooh, when it were bitter.
Oh, yeah.
In winter.
Oh. I once fell in snow and I knocked my knee. And you can't take a day off, you know.
No.
I tell you, I always said the best cure for a common cold was self-employment. Because you can't take a day off.
No.
That milk's got to go out. And you'd be amazed, you know. I mean, it was like, I was on like autopilot.
Yeah.
And, you know, somebody rang me. I'd done all deliveries and come back. And somebody rang and said, I ain't got any milk. Then somebody else rang. And I'd missed an entire street. And I couldn't believe how I could have done that.
Yeah.
How I could have missed
a whole street.
A whole street. I had to go all the way back to deliver milk down this street. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, but when I fell and my knee come up like a balloon and I was limping round delivering milk, wasn't I?
Yeah, well, I had to go out with you, didn't I? To help you, because...
And then I went that Bombay snip, didn't I? Well, I only had a day off after having it. And of course you're humping all these crates about and...
In and out at Val, aren't you?
Well, I won't go into the gaudy details of what happened.
You fell over a tiny little fence, didn't you, as well?
I was in agony.
Stepping over it.
Oh dear.
Rolling about in garden.
I was on my back rolling about in agony. I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh dear, things we've done.
I know. Yeah. All to earn a crust.
Yeah.
Eh? Oh, dearie me. When I think back. But anyway, that's 24 minutes, folks.
Yeah, quite a bit of a tale, that.
Oh dear. All right, folks.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Well. See you tomorrow.